Hey there, Will, just time prepping. How you guys doing this morning? I'm going to try to cover a few things this morning. First thing we're going to cover is another one of those stinking knots. And this one here is going to be really good for forming two lines together because it's really simple. And even I could do it. I guess that'd be the best way to do it. And what you do is you take two pieces of line. As you guys know, I'm trying to use this bright colored line so everybody can see. And you kind of put them like they're end to end, sort of overlap them a little bit there. So we're going to take the one that's in my left hand here, and we're going to take it and we're going to make like a figure, it's sort of like a figure 8 loop in it. So you do it by coming underneath that other one, and you come around and through like that. See, that looks exactly like the picture does, darn. It's going to be looking good. Okay, that's called a figure 8 loop. Let's do it one more time, okay? I'll take it out of there. You're going to make a loop by going up and over the top of that one. You're going to come down around the top. You're going to come around and through. Just like that. See, it's sort of like a figure 8. Then you take out, what I did was I took and I put my finger in there so I could kind of make that loop smaller, because the other loop is going to go right through it, and we're going to do the same thing with it. I'm going to grab it, and we're going to go through this small loop like this. Oh, shoot, I dropped it. Hold on. Hands aren't working. Okay, so let me make sure I got this right. Okay, yep. So you have your figure 8 loop on this end. You can see it right here. You take the other end of it, try not to drop it this time, and you go through that figure 8 loop like that. And well, as soon as you do that, you come up and over like this, down, over the top, around the back of the other one, like that. Up. Are you watching? You come up. I better make it a little longer. Then you come up and through the other one. Up. That plane's getting in my way. Come. Oh man, let's do it again because it's getting all messed up. Okay, you got the figure 8 loop over here. You take this one, you come underneath, then you come up over the top, then you come down behind it, up, and you cross over it like this. And then that forms another figure 8 loop right like that. Now, as soon as you have it like that, you can take the knots like this, watch, you're sliding them together. So now you've got, instead of 2 short ropes, you've got a longer rope. And that comes in pretty handy. All it is 2 figure 8 loops formed into a knot and to each other, and then you just tie them together and pull, and it becomes taut to become one line. That way you can, if you're out in the wilderness or somewhere and you're looking around for a longer piece of rope, but all you have is 2 short pieces, is you could make 2 short pieces into a longer one, and then you'd be able to use it for what you needed. So that's the number one thing we're going to do for today. And that's so that you can learn to use knots to your advantage when you're out in the boonies. The next thing I want to cover is the basics of being prepared, and that would be like to collect items that you might need when you're bartering. Say we have the zombie apocalypse. Well, then you would want to make sure that you have what you need, but you also want to make sure that you have things that you could barter away to get other things that you need. Say you run short on food, you want to make sure that you have some other things that you could go out and barter with to get more food. So some of the barter items that we should have is probably gold or silver, because money will be obsolete. Damn cash machines, they'll be down. If the grid's down, then the cash machines are down, and that means you won't be able to go get your money out of the darn bank because it's just not worth it. It's not working. So you want to make sure that you have some gold and silver laying around. Or I guess today somebody was telling me about the darn bitcoins or something like that, but I'm thinking if the grid goes down, gold and silver would be for sure. And I guess if you're in the mine, go ahead and get some bitcoins or whatever they're called, cryptocurrencies. That's what they're calling them. Another good thing to have around so that you could barter away would be tobacco products. Anything tobacco, because they're addicting and people just will have to have them. Another thing would be alcohol. I'm not saying to have a whole bar, set aside, I'm saying collect those little airplane bottles. Say you go to the liquor store and you get you and your lovely one, significant other a bottle or something, and when you go up to pay for it, they have those little airplane bottles usually sitting in a basket or something up by the cash register. Pick up a couple of those every time you do that and just kind of throw them in a basket or a box off to the side. And that's a good way of, that's a bartering tool, say the grid goes down or the zombie apocalypse. So that would be a really good one. Another good one is batteries, all different sizes of batteries. Anything from a car battery all the way down to a AAA or whatever, collect batteries, because the grid goes down, you're really going to need those things. Not only to power what you have, but to also power, to barter away so other people can have power. Another thing is, and I'm on the fence about this one, because I always think that if you barter it away, then they're going to come and take it back by firing on you. And that is ammunition, and that could be 22 long rifle, it could be 223s or 308s, or it could be a 12 gauge shotgun shells, or even arrows, for a bow and arrow. You could have a stockpile of arrows. And these are all things that you could use to barter away to get other things that you need, say fuel or food or whatever. So here's another good thing to have, and this is not taken away from what you have, but anything extra you may have in the way of medical supplies. Medical supplies are going to be non-existent. If you really look at the statistics, when all hell breaks loose and the grid goes down and the wheels on the trucks can't turn and all that stuff, you're going to need a lot of stuff to be able to use as money or a bartering chip, so to speak, so that you can get what you need for you and your family. So anything in the medical field, gauze, band-aids, sutures, I know that you're supposed to collect those things for yourself, and most everybody does, but make sure you have so many of each that it wouldn't hurt you to get rid of 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, That would always come in handy, Another good thing is to back up on seeds, planting seeds, food, vegetables, and stuff like that. If the zombie apocalypse, if we have a nuclear attack or say EMP or something, it's going to really screw things up. So you really need to have those seeds so that you can start over again. And if you have enough to start over for yourself, maybe you would have enough left over to barter away to your neighbor or to your neighbor's neighbor or whatever. And then that would become a super bartering chip. But you have to make sure now, all this stuff I'm telling you about, is you have to make sure that you have enough of it for yourself. I mean, seriously, have enough of it for yourself. I'm talking a lot. So I wouldn't barter any of it away if you don't have enough stockpiled up for your family to last at least 2-3 years, So think about it seriously before you start bartering stuff away that you may need down the road. Another one would be coffee or tea. You know, that's going to be a biggie. Most people, they have to have a coffee and tea. That's just one of those things. It's like cigarettes. They have to have it. Spices, I'm just going to go through the list real fast here because I don't want to run the tape over too long. Spices, seasoning, sugar, salt, pepper, bouillon, those 5-hour energy drinks. Make sure, those you can buy those by the case now, you know. Even if you yourself don't use them, buy them anyway. Put them in the stockpile for bartering. Gravy packets and actually any kind of packets. The gravy, the seasoning packets, the taco seasoning, anything like that. They're cheap. They're real cheap. You could buy them and just throw them in a box or a bin or something. So these are all things you need to think about so that you can barter them away, you know, and not barter them away if you don't have them, because you need to make sure that you have them, because if you don't have them for yourself, you don't want to get rid of them. And this is a pretty standard rule of thumb. So there's some other stuff that I want to cover, and that would be fuel. And that would be gas, diesel, propane, white gas, kerosene, and wood. Now, all these things are going to be necessary for you yourself. So it's another rule of thumb is if you don't have enough for yourself, don't consider bartering it away. But if you have thought far enough ahead and you have some stockpiled for yourself, say for 1-2 years to get you by, if you have any more than that, you may have a very good bargaining chip there. So that's what I have on the bartering for today, and that's just something for you guys to think about. And with that, I want to go into one more thing, and that's my I want to call it channel. I don't call it by that other name because the algorithm gets a hold of it, so it's called channel supporters. And for this week, these are the people that have supported me over this week, and so I decided that they deserve to be asked to go and check out their channels and give them some love and support. So here we go for this week's list. It's World's Best Videos. It's Fusion 11, excuse me. It's Spy Fox 259. Now I want you guys to go see all these channels and give them some love. These guys are supporting me, and so if you come and support them, they're going to support you back. So these are good channels. Fairy Frequency, Mr. Splashman, Creative Redundancy, James Juarez, Terry Welker, Hazel Uray. I hope I'm pronouncing all these things right for you guys. Mario, Walker Outdoors, Hoople's Cat, Prepper Bob, David's Fish Tanks, and JKR TV. Now these are all people that are showing me some support and keeping me on track for helping other people. And I kind of hope that you would go back and check them out and make sure that you give them some love and support, because they are passing it out for others. And it's very important for us here in the prepper community to support each other, because you guys know that I love you and that I couldn't do it without my supporters. So it's pretty important that you go and check these people out and make sure that they get some love and support also, you know, and it just kind of snowballs. You guys know how it works. So, well, you know what? We've covered a lot of stuff, and I'm done. Let me see what we got here. Oh, yeah, I've got to stop. I've gone over the limit. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for watching today. Hope you get something from it. And as usual, you know, I love you. And God bless you, God bless me, and God bless the US of A. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Don't forget, we got the drawing. It's the EDG drawing. If you haven't gotten into the raffle yet, go back in the library and look at that EDG video. It'll tell you how to get into the drawing. Let me get it. I have it right here. Make sure you get into the drawing. for this handy sheath that has a multi-tool flashlight sheath and extra bulbs for the flashlight. The flashlight's got batteries in it. It's adjustable light, so if you haven't gotten in the raffle yet, do that. And so that's what I have for today. And let me get this up here. There we go. That's what I have for you guys for today. So adios and thanks for watching. See you next time.